Please help me welcome Cara Chace to the stage.
Hello, hello. I'm going to dive right in because I have a question for you. Have you ever seen a shopping cart full of marijuana? Don't answer. Don't answer. What? Yes, I just said shopping cart full of marijuana. Do you ever have those moments in life where you kind of have this out-of-body experience and you think, is this my life right now? That was day one of being an intern for the former US Customs Service, and that shopping cart of marijuana was the first thing that I saw when I got out of my car at the US-Mexico border in San Diego. I'd been hand-selected as one of 40 interns around the country on a fast track to becoming a special agent. So I get out of the car, and I see this customs inspector, and he's crouched next to a gold Dodge Caravan, and he has the door panel popped off. And he's tossing bricks of marijuana into a shopping cart, which was parked next to another cart that was already filled. Needless to say, my jaw hit the floor. 21-year-olds that can get a top secret clearance aren't exactly partiers. It sounds like a scene from a movie, right? I thought I was starting a career in the most badass job ever, cool and mysterious. And that was part of it. That high speed, adrenaline dumping, getting the bad guys life. But for every hour of the fun stuff, turns out there was about 10 hours of soul-sucking crap. Like having to learn how to use a typewriter for government forms in 2003. True story. Like having to sit in my car for 36 hours at a time on surveillance. It was a lot less like Red Notice and Homeland, and a lot more like Office Space and Super Troopers. Like burning 100 hours of sick leave because I had such an awful supervisor, I couldn't stomach the thought of going to work. And after 7 years of this, I found myself in my doctor's office, where she looked me in the eye and said, "Cara, your job is killing you." Not in the real danger of law enforcement sense, but from the inside out. And in that moment, I knew something had to change. So what did I do? Well, I wasn't in the position to quit. In fact, it was 3 more years before I was finally able to leave. So I tried to figure out how to feel better outside of work. I tried binge drinking on the weekends. In ridiculous cart-filling trips to Target, I tried every DIY crafty obsession out there. None of it worked. I didn't know what I was missing, and I didn't know what I was looking for. Have you ever had that moment where you're following a path, and it's been laid out for you by your parents, or a college advisor, or a colleague, and you're so far down that path that you don't remember what was your idea and what was theirs? This is the human experience. We get caught up in the momentum of our lives, and it takes something jarring to get us to stop, pause, and get consciously aware of who we are and what we're doing. And those opportunities to reflect can come up at any time. Sometimes they're exciting. Like right now, we're at this conference to get inspired about creating our businesses. But sometimes those opportunities feel like your world has come crashing down and you don't know what to do next. And when I look back at when I knew being a special agent had run its course, it was because it had gone from being cool and mysterious to a painful, crushing grind. And the journey from quitting my government job to becoming an entrepreneur was long and one I could have never predicted. One that led me to becoming the social media manager for the iconic heavy metal band Megadeth. More on that later. Which also turned out to not be as cool as I thought it was going to be. And ultimately realizing that entrepreneurship was the best way, the only way to live the life I wanted and to have more fun. And during my business journey, I discovered that Pinterest marketing got me the best results in the least amount of time, and I wanted to teach my peers how to do the same, which I can teach you too if you want. Because ultimately, you need to spend less time stressed about your marketing and chained to your laptop and more time doing whatever is fun for you, both in life and in business. So I bet marketing your business today feels a little bit like my special agent life, where there's a smidgen of glamour in finally creating that viral reel or landing that amazing podcast interview or landing that dream client. But for every one of those moments, there are tons of unglamorous moments, like spending hours blogging, creating reels that don't get seen, crafting campaigns in Canva template after Canva template after Canva template. The list goes on and on. How many of you feel like you're buried in the list of what you think you need to do in online marketing? Yeah. What if it could be easier? What if it could be fun? And easy and fun in business, it doesn't mean you're not working. It means that you are focused and in flow. And what if all that took was a chance for you to stop, pause, and think about why you're doing all of these marketing tasks in the first place? Is it because someone told you to? Is it because you love it? Is it because it's working? Or is it because you stopped trusting yourself and started following someone else's playbook? So tell me if this sounds like you. You started your business and you didn't want to use yucky marketing tactics to get customers. But at some point, you might have gotten pretty nervous and impatient about waiting for your time and effort to turn into dollars in your bank account. So you stopped trusting yourself and started looking to others for how to get results. And it all became this clunky, cobbled together, overwhelming mess. And sure, some days you've been limping along and you feel like a total boss, but other days you want to delete your social media and hide under the covers. And we have all been on this roller coaster. I know there used to be days where I felt like my business was a needy, narcissistic frenemy. And if your business is working great, you love your marketing, it's all good, awesome, keep doing what you're doing. But if you find yourself feeling resentful of your business more often than not, then it's probably a good time for you to think about what you're doing in your business. So I have another question for you. This one's easier. How many of you actually trust online marketing? Really? Amazing. Okay. Marketing strategies and tactics work. They always have. They've worked whether it's print ads or billboards or social media. People are predictable, and if you pull the right levers, you will have them doing what you want. And I can tell you, after 10 years of criminal investigations and interviewing hundreds of suspects, people follow predictable patterns of behavior. That's why this price goes away in 10 minutes. That's why the bonus ends tonight, even though the cart's going to be open the whole weekend and you'll get 9 emails about it on the last day. That's why all of this is worth $10,000. And I don't know why I'm doing this. I must be crazy, but today you can have it for $97. Yes, these things work, but it doesn't mean it feels good. To me, that feels like fear and scarcity tactics wrapped up in shiny promises of the keys to your success. And don't get me wrong, I'm not here to bag on marketing. We need marketing. There is no business without marketing. But it's a slippery slope to go from wanting to build a new skill as an entrepreneur because it's the next thing you need to learn to grow, and simply following someone else's playbook because you stopped trusting yourself. Consciously creating your dream business isn't about which playbook is working right now. It's about purposefully choosing how you want to show up in your business and create your playbook. And by playbook, I just mean the rules and guidelines you use to grow and manage your business. It's simply how you do what you do. When I say dream business, I don't necessarily mean the business that makes you the most money. I mean the business that allows you to have the life you want without giving up your values and priorities. So what we're going to do right now is help you start creating a playbook for you so you can design a business that you love. Where do we start? Well, my 4 laws for creating a business you at least don't hate. I spent years doing all the wrong things, making mistakes, investing in the wrong people, and I'm here today to share those lessons with you. So think of these laws like bumper lanes for your business. And I created a workbook for you because I know it's hard to pay attention and take notes, so you can work through this on your own and start creating your playbook when you get back into your business. Law 1, success is elusive until defined. There is no shortage of content online that will show you what other people's version of success looks like. But take a minute and think about what success looks like for you. I'm guessing you probably have some idea of how much you'd like to make per year, per month, or per launch. But the problem with this metric is we're often sold someone else's idea of what that number should be, along with their playbook for how they achieved that goal. And here's the disconnect that can happen. That playbook might be from 2 to 3 years ago. We all know how fast the online world changes. It's like dog years. So by the time you get that playbook, it might still work. It might not, but it's certainly not timely. Or the person has some other wow factor that they didn't mention, like a big emails list or a big team or a big ads budget, and that's just not where you're at right now. Or they tell you to use bad fit strategies that don't work for your personality or your lifestyle. Imagine telling someone with a special needs child or chronic pain that they just need to hustle more, work on weekends, create more reels, and live launch every quarter. And we've all had those moments where you go, well, it worked for them, and I'm not there yet, so I guess I should do what they did. But the reality is no one can decide what success looks like but you. And yes, success can mean money, but I want you to come up with 3 additional ways that you can define success for yourself. The first time I realized there was a deeper, more personal meaning of success was when I realized I was running a profitable business while working half days as a mom to littles and putting myself and my family first. Okay, law 2. You need to know how you want your business to feel. I don't mean how you want your business to make your customers feel. How do you want it to make you feel? Does your business make you feel like it's giving you a high five? Or does it feel more like that needy, narcissistic frenemy I mentioned? Because sometimes you dive in and you realize the skill of actually running a business is very different than the skill you're sharing with the world. And in a flurry of downloads and freebies and mini courses and masterminds that promise you 10x followers, money, and influence, we forget how we want to feel about what we're putting out into the world. And before you can decide if your customer likes non-fat lattes in the gym over bulletproof coffee and yoga at home, you need to know how you are going to relate to your business. So here's your homework. Think about how you want to feel about your business as if your business were a friend or a mentor. Do you remember Ben Hardy yesterday talking about how your future self kind of becomes its own entity and a friend? Same concept, apply it to your business. How would you describe that friend to others? Jot down 10 adjectives that describe how you want your business to feel like it's its own person. Okay, on to law number 3. It is time to start peeling off all of the layers of everything that you have been told is the only way or the best way or what worked for somebody else. Because when you start adding strategy after strategy and playbook after playbook, your business starts to feel like this very bloated and unwieldy mess. So there's an easy way to begin. Unfollow everyone in your industry on social media. I believe keeping an eye on what others are doing in your space is the root of comparisonitis, and your algorithm-based circle of online peers will keep you sucked into small thinking like a black hole. Time for a quick Megadeth story. And the moment I realized I needed to stop paying attention to the music industry to get inspiration. I was managing 13 million fans across 17 social media accounts. I was posting content and managing trolls and talking with the record label and the band members and tour promoters, sometimes 50, 60 hours a week with no childcare. It was a lot. So one day, I decided to turn off my phone. And I drove over to Barnes & Noble and I found one of those back corner chairs where like nobody can see you. And I chilled out for the whole afternoon. And I remember I was flipping through a magazine and I saw an ad for Crate and Barrel, where they asked people to post their Crate and Barrel products with a branded hashtag. Now, this was back in 2012, when Instagram was still kind of new and branded hashtags were just becoming a thing. I had this light bulb moment of seeing how we could use a branded hashtag to ask Megadeth fans all over the world to post anything relating to the band. I created a monthly contest to feature posts from fans, and by the time I left, that hashtag was being used on thousands of posts per month. And what it took was giving my brain a break from the daily grind and looking outside of my industry for inspiration. Okay, the next thing you need to do, I realize we're at an email marketing conference and I'm telling you to unsubscribe, but your inbox should be full of relevant, inspiring content. It doesn't matter if maybe you downloaded something because you had every intention of doing whatever the thing was and it's just piled up in your inbox. It just means it's not right for you right now. It's okay, let it go. We only want inspiring, relevant content. The last thing you need to consider is, where do you love to be online? I don't care if everyone is telling you to post Instagram Reels or be on LinkedIn for the leads. If you don't love being there, it will come across in your marketing. Okay, law number 4, how to spend the most time possible in focus and flow with your work. This last piece is actually the first thing I came up with as a baby entrepreneur with no idea how to run a business. I was trying to figure out how to balance having littles with finding customers and creating content and delivering on my work, prioritizing my family. I was on a quick path to burnout. So I created this simple spreadsheet to theme my days and group like tasks together. So like Mondays was for content creation, Tuesdays was for marketing, Wednesdays for client work. And what this helps you do is focus on one kind of task at a time and eliminate as much context switching as possible. And it's amazing how this simple shift works to help you get more done in less time and stay focused and in flow with whatever you're doing. I had no idea that what I created in 2015 just to help me survive as a new entrepreneur would become the most valuable skill I have in running a business. And that happened because I stopped following everyone else's time management playbook and created my own. Using theme days is so effective. Last year, my second grader finished her online curriculum in April with a 97% using theme days to plan her schoolwork. So the takeaway here is, if an 8-year-old can do it, everybody can do it. The best part is theme days work no matter what your schedule, priorities, or commitments, because we all know those change from year to year, month to month, and season to season. How many of you are on the summer kids struggle bus right now? Yeah. Theme days have taken me from being a baby entrepreneur to one who's more seasoned and super clear on what I want, from 1 kid to 2, from daycare to public school to quarantine and back again, from working evenings and weekends to half days and lots of time off. Theme days will not only help you focus better with less context switching, but you'll get super clear on if you do actually have the time to build that next skill as an entrepreneur. But what I'd love for you to consider is that maybe you already have what it takes to achieve your definition of success. And your time is better spent on consistent follow-through and simplifying your business than on shiny objects, complicated, cobbled-together marketing funnels, and other people's playbooks. So when you follow these laws, you will know how you define success. You'll know how you want to feel about your business, what marketing makes the most sense for you and your goals, and how to spend more time in focus and flow with your work. You will know how to better trust yourself and focus on aligning your actions today with the business you want to create for your future. Trusting yourself is how you're going to throw away everyone else's playbook and simply focus on what works for you. And I call this self-discovery over strategy. So how can we continue this conversation about consciously creating your business, trusting yourself, all that good stuff? Get the workbook so you can start creating your own playbook whenever you're back in your business. If you want to know how to build an evergreen marketing machine with Pinterest and why that's the one platform that rose to the top when I peeled off all my marketing layers and started creating my playbook, come to my workshop at 11. Finally, my email and my DMs are open to you at any time if you just want to say hello. I'd love to chat with you. So just know, you are not alone. If your life and your business have not turned out the way you thought it would, or if you're having one of those moments of what is even happening right now, it's probably a sign that it's a good time for you to stop, pause, and think about if what you're doing serves your dream. You are probably in the process of becoming even better than you imagined, and I'm happy to join you on that ride. Thank you.